Picture this. Your team is trying hard to defend C. There are only a few left standing. This objective is too open. There's nowhere to hide. Enemies are flooding it. From every side, tons of them. One by one, the last one standing die, and you lose the objective. What could have been done to prevent this? That's our little base. That is good. And okay, rush. Base building. This is one of the big differences between BattleBits and Battlefields. You can place things in the map. Now obviously this isn't anything new for an FPS, so before we can even understand how it's done in BattleBit and how it differs from other games, we need to talk about Fortnite. Yes, Fortnite, a battle royale game that has very little to do with BattleBit. It is no surprise to anyone that building is one of the main foundations of Fortnite. The extremely high skill ceiling of that game is mostly due to this mechanic. If you ever wish to get even close to winning a game, you must learn this. And people go nuts, erecting the goddamn Tower of Sauron in 1 millisecond. Oh, no. Oh, but what's... As I mentioned, in Fortnite, building is a mechanical skill to be mastered. This is because in this game, building happens extremely fast. The moment you get shots or see someone, you must create cover for yourself, while making it in a way that helps you fight back. In this game, you cannot die, you die and the game is over. So, building here is very essential and must keep you alive until the end. Plus, it must help you kill everyone else. Although it's undeniable that building is a major similarity between Fortnite and BattleBit, the way it's done is very different. You see, in Fortnite, building has no cooldowns, is dependent only on resources you collect, and everything you build is for a single fight. But on the other hand, BattleBit has cooldowns, building is very expensive, and it's too slow to use for temporary cover. So, we need to investigate a little further to see where BattleBit's building mechanics stand, and to do so, we must look at Rust. And our story here started where and how everyone in Rust begins, as a naked on the beach. Could you imagine? Now, Rust is nothing like BattleBit. Really, the only similarities are that both games are an FPS and have some sort of building mechanic. But a Rust match, or as we call it there, a wipe, lasts for a week or more, sometimes going up to a month. Building is even more integral to Rust. In there, it's more like housing. You build to have a safe place. Your base is where you go to store all of your valuables, where you hide away from danger. It's where you craft and chill for a bit. But bases aren't just meant to keep you safe, and that's because they can be raided. This makes it so players don't just build bunkers, but also focus on raised defense. Base designs in Rust aim to be durable and also have features to help you defend it. A good base design isn't one that takes the most resources to raid, but one where you can easily defend the raid and win. Tons of techniques were adopted along the years to help you build a base that has strong defense. Players make shooting floors, at peaks, at spawn rooms, and lots more. So, how does this compare to BattleBit? Buildings in Rust are meant to withstand an entire wipe, which, as we saw before, can last up to a month. They're also a place to store loot and hide from danger. BattleBit's matches don't last for that long, not nearly, and bases here can't protect you completely. And finally, there's no loot to be stored. Well, let's go back to BattleBit now. We have seen how Fortnite and Rust compare to this game. The building mechanic, at first, doesn't really seem similar at all. The purpose of it differs a lot between all those games. As we said, in Fortnite, it is used for a single fight, where everything happens really fast. And in Rust, it is used to build bases to store loot, keep you safe, and defend your raids. Obviously, there is a lot more to both of those games that I just don't have the time to cover here. But still, one question remains. If this game differs so much from the others when it comes to the building mechanic, why even build at all? If building is so slow, costs a lot, can't keep you safe, and can be used against you, why bother? First, let's see how the mechanic actually works in this game. Here, you have to spend squad points, which are earned by your squad by doing tasks like capturing an objective. Everything you build will have a cooldown, meaning you can't just spam walls and barricades. There are no doors that you can place, so there is no way to make a base like in Rust. Once you place something, you can't modify it, you can only unbuild it. Enemies can also unbuild whatever you place down. There are currently 6 pieces that you can use to build. They are the big and small Haskell walls, the normal sandbag, and the sandbag with a window, a barrier, and the barbed wire. And last, you can't place things anywhere on the map, so long as they fit in the place that you're trying to build. Those are the basics of this mechanic. Now that we understand how it works, let's finally talk about why you should build. Defending an objective in BattleBit is, at its very core, similar to defending a raid in Rust. With that in mind, we can use the same principles to help you defend an objective. Creating a little fort in the middle of an objective will help your team to see cover and find angles to shoot. If you get creative, you can build peaks that are almost unfair to use. You can't really build vertically, but you can and should play with height variations in your builds. You can use the small Haskell walls as a way to get the high ground, and you can even build on top of them. You are not limited to building in a single spot. You can find a high place somewhere in the objective and build a fort on top of it. It would function similarly to a shooting floor in Rust. Now, when attacking an objective, things are a lot more like Fortnite. Sure, building is slower and you can only do it so much, because it is expensive, but when pushing in open fields, you can place down little covers and bit by bit, you can find your way into the objective. Building some covers with peaks are also a great way to push, especially in smaller maps. There is one last thing that is very important, and that is the respawn beacon. Squad leaders can place this beacon somewhere on the map and it can be used by your squad as a spawn point. Making use of this is very essential, because once an objective is contested, you can't spawn there. Building a little fort for the beacon close to the objective you're trying to capture or defend gives your squad and team a huge advantage in the battle. You can fortify the beacon to make it harder for enemies to destroy it, and this will give your squad some very advantageous spawn points. So yeah, there are a lot of advantages to building in this game. Making parallels with Fortnite and Rust can help us understand how building works in BattleBit and even gives us ideas on how to do it. And well, after all this, do I think you should build in this game? I don't know.